When it comes to suppressor advocacy, knowledge is everything. As a unified voice of the suppressor community, our job is to bring that knowledge to legislators and regulators so they can make informed decisions. Every year, the National Assembly of Sportsmen's Caucuses hosts a Sportsmen's Legislator Summit, bringing together the who's who of governors, state legislators, fish and wildlife agencies, and nonprofits that advocate on behalf of the outdoor community. For the past 10 years, the American Suppressor Association has partnered with the Congressional Sportsmen's Foundation and the National Assembly of Sportsmen's Caucuses to educate attendees about the realities of suppressors through lectures and hands-on demonstrations. These demos have proven to be one of our most effective tools at dispelling the common myths and misconceptions that surround suppressors.
I'm Brent Miller with the Congressional Sportsmen's Foundation. I currently serve as the Senior Director, Northeastern States, and also the state's Program Administrator. The only exposure to suppressors that I ever had when I was growing up was through film, and I had a very different understanding of what they actually were and what they actually do to the sound of a gunshot. So when I was exposed to the realities through the American Suppressor Association demo that I first attended, my eyes were open. And the contrast between what I had been told and what the realities were something that I immediately latched onto and wanted to learn more about. We've done demos for legislators and other policymakers all the way from Maryland up to Maine. However, with our partnership with the Congressional Sportsmen's Foundation and the American Suppressor Association, we've obviously worked in several other states, including some in the Midwest, like Illinois and Michigan and others, as we've partnered on those efforts as well.
Semi-automatic rifle, unsuppressed. Same rifle suppressed.
My name is Representative Pat Brennan. I'm a state legislator from Vermont, and we had to educate legislators as well as the public as to the real what suppressors really were and what they did. ASA was a tremendous asset for us in Vermont. They were just the go-to people for information, for the science behind it, for the statistics in the hearing protection aspect of things, and they were great. Well, I'm a lifelong hunter, and I suffer from hearing loss currently and for the rest of my life, most likely. I wish they were around when I was younger. I wish they were around when I was shooting, target shooting and practicing. Mainly, the biggest hurdle they have is getting over the stigma and the misconception that suppressors are totally silent.
Representative Jeff Goley from New Hampshire, also co-chair of the New Hampshire Legislative Sportsmen's Caucus, and I also serve on the National Assembly of Sportsmen's Caucuses Executive Council as the Vice President. I think the biggest roadblock was trying to convince the department that these were not a poaching tool and would not be used for poaching. ASA was instrumental in helping out. Without them being there, we had a day's notice to set up a suppressor shoot at 6 Hour Academy, and ASA was there with the equipment and ready and available to do a demonstration for the governor.
I'm Jeff Crane, President and CEO of the Congressional Sportsmen's Foundation. We became involved in the issue of suppressor thanks to the American Suppressor Association, and our partnership with them realized that this had ramifications well beyond just hunting or just target shooting, and thought it was a natural alliance. Guys my age start to have a little bit of a harder time hearing because we haven't been able to use them, so I encourage more and more people to use them in the field.
The people that we've met, the relationships that we've built, and the educational foundations we've been able to lay at NASC summits have all played a direct role in the legalization of suppressors for ownership and hunting across the country. The American Suppressor Association is proud to be a part of the NASC community and will continue to work with our friends at CSF and the Sportsmen's Caucus until our job is done.